What is going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Slash and Battle Scorpios Rex. Now that was another mouthful in a long title. But anyways, so I've been sitting on this thing since I first bought it for a while. I think I purchased this back in, 2021, early 2022? Can't remember. But we're finally getting around to it, to reviewing this here in 2023. I know it's a long time, but if you're a collector of Jurassic World figures, you get so much that comes out and it accumulates and you get backlogged when it comes to videos and reviews. But nonetheless, we are still here and we are finally going to get to review it. I'm very happy too because I really, really do like this figure and the way it looks. Very toyetic, and a lot of people didn't really like this figure a whole lot. They preferred the posable Scorpios Rex, which we'll get to here in a little bit later on in the video when we do comparisons and such. But also, my understanding is that if you take a look at this, it does not look exactly like it does in Season 3 of Camp Cretaceous. That's because I believe this was based on a concept artwork that it was originally going to look like when they first drew this up. And if you've seen Season 3, the creature is fairly ugly. So this is more of a pretty version of the creature itself. So that's why it looks like the way it looks and doesn't look the way it's supposed to, as opposed to in the TV series. So just keep that in mind. And also, this is, like I said, this is very toyetic, and we'll do the comparisons and when we get to the other Scorpios Rex as well. So without further ado, this is the standard Dino Escape packaging, and let's go ahead and take the Scorpios Rex out and get on with the review. Right off the bat, I must say, like I mentioned before earlier, that I love the look of this figure. Maybe not be the biggest fan of the way it's posed, but it does have an action feature, and it is very toyetic, as it should be. So just keep that in mind. And a lot of people, like I said earlier, didn't really like or appreciate this figure because of how it looks, and the way it looks. And turn it around, you can see that it has its neutral pose the way it is, and that's just how it's going to look on the shelf. Now, to a kid, they will be playing with the feature and all that stuff, and we'll get to the features here in a minute. But overall, as far as the look and sculpt, it looks incredible. I always mention this in all my reviews, that Mattel does an excellent job when it comes to their sculpting and how they want their specific dinosaurs to look, even though 9 times out of 10 they're more than likely not accurate to the real thing. But this is Jurassic World, is what we're talking about. But anyways, I just love the way how this looks as far as the pattern goes and the design of what they initially wanted the Scorpios Rex to look like. And if you notice that here on the top of the head, it doesn't have it doesn't have any quills at all. It's just more of looks like an armor plate that goes all along the back and down to the tail. The only quills that you get is on the arms and here on the tail. So that's cool in itself. So this is supposed to be a hybrid mix of various things. So it's a failed experiment. I don't know exactly what all was mixed in. I don't remember. So forgive me for that. But you can tell some of it is Velociraptor and among other things. But if you look at the body structure of it, it's supposed to be a thin, skinny creature. So, but it is got some pretty beefy to me, the figure itself. Most of the structure's right there. Osteoderms here that's all over the body and stuff. The bumps, the muscle structure, everything. Especially here on the head sculpt. Really like that a lot. Now there is a version out there that has that collectors do collect, the one with the round pupil, and then there's the one with the slit pupil. So here, right there. Love the face sculpts. Everything right there. Muscle structure, everything. Arms, legs. You know, this was dipped in this kind of blackish, grayish, or charcoal colored plastic, and then it was lightly sprayed all along here. This is where the voice box is and the battery cover. So, very cool. It would have been nice if they continued it on, but this is Scorpios Rex wasn't a very colorful creature, so this pretty much matches what it's supposed to look like. So, really like that a lot. Look at that detail right there on the top of the head. This is a very cool concept, you know, especially if it doesn't have any quills and everything. It just has this armor plated feature, not feature, but design here. Top of the head all the way down there. So really like that a lot. So anyways, so as far as way of articulation, you get the legs forwards and backwards. Get on the other side. Forwards and backwards. These don't move at all. I know this one doesn't, but this one does a little bit. So it does have a little kind of hinge right there. But I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I think mine just was loose. And as far as anything else, the head and neck is on a ball and hinge. So you can move it up and down. You can have it look wherever which way. And then as far as articulated jaw right there. If you want, we can take a look at the teeth here. Let's go ahead and turn this figure around over here because get a better view because the arm is stuck in that pose. Oop. I guess I didn't like it. So nice detail, wet tongue, everything like that. So very cool. And then, of course, the articulation in the arm is going to be tied into the action feature. So, we got two buttons right here. One there and one there. So, I like the way that it's fairly hidden. When they made it in a way to where it can be hidden if you're not really looking. And then we got an action feature on the tail. So, we'll go ahead and start for the tail. It's just a standard whip. Turn it right there. So, then here is, this button does the slashing action. Oops. Trying to get a grip on that. So, and then this button does the standard mouth open. So, there you go. So, like I said, this toy is very toyetic, and I can appreciate it for what it is. So, I'm pretty sure that kids who play with their dinosaurs who have this figure enjoys playing with it, cause especially with the slashing feature. So, that being said, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Okay, so the first comparison is with the posable Scorpios Rex. Now, like I mentioned, most people prefer this one over this one because it is posable and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Unlike this one, it's just stuck in its slashing gimmick pose and everything. So which is understandable. But I love having both of them in the collection because this could be the adult and that could be the sub-adult and whatnot. So, very cool. Next up, we have the Camp Cretaceous Dino. So, very cool comparison with that. Next up, we have Firecracker and the Gallimimus. And lastly, for the final dinosaur comparisons, we have it against the Spinosaurus from the Camp Cretaceous line. The reason why I have it standing up like that is because it would not, that's about the only pose it can hold without it slouching over, because the legs are really loose. So just to kind of give you an idea of how big the Scorpios Rex is against the Spino. And lastly, for the final comparison, is with all the campers. So you can tell that it's fairly large for what it is. So the posable Spino or Scorpius is a lot better, in my opinion, when it comes to a display. If you want to have one figure, I do suggest the posable Spino or Scorpius. I don't even know why I'm calling it Spino. The posable Scorpius Rex over the Slash and Battle, or what's it called? Slash and Battle Scorpius one, because it fits more better into the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. But if you have to have both, go ahead. But I recommend the posable one if you want to build up a Camp Cretaceous line. With that being said, that is all. My overall thoughts of it, I really do love the sculpt of this figure. Aside the fact that it is posed in its action feature gimmick, but overall, I am very happy to have it in my collection. Do I recommend it? Of course, I do. But overall, like I said, I would rather have the posable one. But the big one is a nice addition to the collection. So, because I like to collect almost everything Jurassic World. So I have to have it in the collection. But that is it. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. And where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.